Time to create a little magic in our junk journals, planners, or even junk journal planners. I'm excited to show you some of the things I've added to my October signature, and we'll also explore my latest digital kit for November together. Plus, we'll have some fun adding creative touches to the pages along the way. Welcome, it's Barbara from Vienna, Austria. So this is the third month of the fourth quarter that I'm adding to my paper bag junk journal planner. If you're new here and you've never seen this planner and you want to see how I made this, please go check the video below with a step-by-step tutorial, including how I add my digital kits, what paper I print on, etc., etc. Also, you can find my Plan With Me playlist down below in case you've missed any of these months. So we are still in October. As always, let me give you a quick flip through of the things I have added for October. Although there's some things I don't want to show you so closely because those are videos that are coming up. So this was the cover page I chose for October. We enhanced this page together in the Plan With Me October video. I'm using my Autumn Muse kit for this month. I've also added some bits that I've received from Happy Mail, like this little note here from Dear Simone. And I also add some things from my daily life and events that I go to and such. This was such an event. My brother and I were invited by my other brother and his wife to go to the oldest movie theater in Vienna, which is over 100 years old. I've never been there before. And they had such a cool performance. So they played two old black and white movies from the 1920s. It's incredible that they even have this footage. I think one of them was digitalized and the other one was the original film from back then. It's just amazing. And so they first showed Sherlock Holmes. Of course, these are silent movies where you just see the text on the screen. And what they did was they had two guys on the stage in front of the screen. One of them improvised on the piano with music that perfectly fit to the silent film. And the other one had his own dialogue in German that he created to match the movie. It was done so well. It was so funny. I would never think I would like something like this because I'm not into these black and white silent movies, but it was done so well. They're from Germany. They come once a month, I believe, to Vienna. And then the second movie was with Buster Keaton. And the really interesting thing was that at the end, they asked the audience if they could figure out how all the tricks that were in the movie, especially in the one with the Buster Keaton, were done. Because of course, 100 years old, they didn't have obviously the possibilities we had now. And so they explained how the tricks were made. Just amazing. So that was a lot of fun. My step tracker going really well. Then this was the first full week of October. Yeah, this and this I don't really want to show you a lot because there's a video coming with that next week. This was the tag that we made together in the Plan With Me October video from my to-dos. This page we also added in the Plan With Me October video together. I showed you how I add my book covers of the books I really enjoy because I like to give them more space than just adding them on the... Oh, I still didn't do that. I urgently need to add my book tracker on the back here because usually I just put the title of the book and the author and my rating back here. But the books that I really enjoy, I like to give more space. So I make these book covers and then I write about them, which I still haven't done for this one. This is book 3 of a series that I'm currently reading, fantasy. It's called From Blood and Ash. So I finished this one like I thought I would. And then this page I'm leaving open for book number 4. I'm more than 80% done with that. So that will go in here. this is where we are while I am filming this. So a couple days before you get to see this video. This one I don't want to go into either because that's coming up in that video, and I believe so is this one. And also this one is coming up in a video, so I don't want to go into that one either. That's coming up, I believe, in 2 weeks or something like this. But inside here, I added a card. It says, internationally renowned muralist James Goldcrown brings his iconic Love Wall heart design to footwear in the Skechers and J. Goldcrown collaboration. And this came in the shoebox of the shoes that I got. I had no intentions of buying new sneakers, but I saw these and it was insta-love. So I have to show you these shoes. Not something I usually do in a plan with me video, but I am so in love with them. Look how cute they are. Oh my goodness. And they had these in different colors. They had them also in this colorful design here, and like with more gold and with more like light green turquoise. And so on the inside they are plain, but on the outside they have this very cute design. Look, even inside, I am so in love. Obviously, this is not sponsored by Skechers. It's just that I fell in love with these and they're really comfy. They have this fun air thing here in the back. In love, totally in love. Worn them once. I'm actually reluctant to wear them because I don't want to get them dirty. But yeah, I will be wearing them. So I wanted to keep this card in here to remember that I got these adorable shoes. Then off camera, I made this kind of strange Halloween-y collage because I wanted to use, you know, you've seen my previous Plan With Me videos, then you know I am trying to use up these stickers. So there's 3 more left. One is here. She looked the most autumnal to me of all of these. And actually, my motivation for this collage was something that I ended up not using. I actually wanted to use these. These came from fortune cookies, which were Halloween themed. The things that it says on here, well, they're German and they're kind of strange. But I just had to buy these because I had some guests over for a fun Christmas card crafting session. And I really wanted to use these, but somehow I had these here, but then somehow they weren't working for me. So I'm keeping them in my little box here where I keep my smallest pieces for my collages. I will use them at some point. But anyway, those then inspired this whole collage. The background is very strange because I experimented a little bit with some oil pastels and it didn't really go like I wanted to. It doesn't have to be perfect. On the back here, I used one of the ephemera pieces from the Autumn Muse kit, some collaging in the back and some stenciling, and also you can probably see here all this beautiful sparkly orange is from this Distress Spritz Spiced Marmalade. I only have 3 colors so far because I didn't know whether I would like these, but I do. So these are the 3 colors that I have for now. Let's see if my collection will grow over time. And then on this page, this was still blank. I don't know yet what's going to happen here, but I wanted to add some sprays as well. How cool does that look? So that is a combination of, again, the Spiced Marmalade Distress Spritz, and also the Mica Stain Decayed, which is such an amazing color. Unfortunately, the nozzle is clogged, but that did not stop me from using it. Basically, I just sprayed some water on the page first, and then I just took the nozzle and splattered some mica stain on the page and then let it dry. This is the last week, and this here is from another kit. If I only knew what it was called now. It's a few months ago. I will put it here somewhere. And I actually made an Instagram story on making this one. So if you haven't seen that and you're not following me on Instagram, why aren't you following me on Instagram? I can just tell you that I've been really, really good the past few weeks posting on Instagram more because that is something I have kind of always really neglected. But now I'm really trying to do my best to post more stories and more interesting reels, and also things that you wouldn't see on YouTube, just because I'm having a blast with these Instagram stories. So if you want to follow me on Instagram as well, you can find that link below in the description box as well. At this point, I'm not sure if I also posted it as a YouTube short. But just in case you haven't seen it or I haven't posted it for some reason, this is done on a glossy sticker paper, vinyl sticker paper. This is the same sticker paper that I bought by mistake while I was making the ephemera junk journal for my dear friend Louisa Heinzel. This was supposed to be holographic. It's obviously not, but I'm trying to use the sheets anyway. And I used a technique that, of course, I learned from Louisa, where you take a stencil, put it underneath your sticker sheet, which was already printed on. And then you take some sandpaper, or maybe you have one of these sanding discs, it doesn't matter. And then just rub gently over the vinyl sheet on top of the stencil, and then you get the design of the stencil. And then I went over it with a makeup brush and abandoned coral distress oxide, and then I wiped some of that away with a damp towel. So that's what gave it this really cool background here, which was just like this. So I think that added a lot of cute interest, and this was just a stamp, which I stamped on this packaging paper that I received with some flowers. And then I just stuck the sticker paper on this wallpaper that I have here. So I'm super happy with this page. I love how well this kit goes with the Autumn Muse kit. I don't know yet what I'm going to do with the back side, or actually the front side of the wallpaper. Here I added another pocket from the Autumn Muse kit. I added this stamp, Be Fearless, stamped on a vintage book page. And then it looks like it's attached with this golden paper clip, which was one of those I received from dear Simone with the Happy Mail. I can show you what they look like. I think they're really, really cool. Obviously, they are a die. So there's 2 different sizes. And I love that Simone did these in gold. How cool are these? Love them. Thank you again, Simone. So that is glued down, and then inside I have one of the envelopes from the ephemera kit. Again, I used the spiced marmalade spritz. Oh, actually you can't really see it because it's kind of like orange on orange, but you see the shimmer a little bit. The flap I closed with a magnet. How satisfying is that? I could do this all day long. I added some stenciling on the inside, again using the abandoned coral distress oxide. Then I added this heart from the kit for my to-dos, and again added some lighter stenciling with the same abandoned coral. So this is where my to-dos are going to go for the last week of October going into November. Then on the last page, of course, I have my fitness tracker. This is a freebie. You can find that linked below. It is going very well until now. Super happy with this. I just had a strength training session with my personal coach a couple hours ago, and wow, he is really pushing me to the limit with the weights. It's incredible. I mean, I love it. It's kind of a torture, but I love it because I'm seeing how I'm improving, and weights that I have lifted, let's say 3 months ago, now seem so easy for me, so that I can really see the progress. And it's so fun to always try to beat what you did the last session. And it's just really good to see the progression and that I'm getting stronger and building up muscle. It is an incredible feeling. Never would I have thought that I would enjoy going to the fitness center so much. And, you know, when you go regularly, I go 3 to 4 times a week. You get to know the people that also go regularly. And it's also a community there, of course. And it's just really fun to get to know other people. It's a great time. I love it. I'm so happy I'm able to do it physically. And I'm quite proud of my progress, to be honest. So enough rambling. Let me share the background pages of my November kit with you first. I am super excited to introduce you to this kit called Klimt's Winter Song. after the wonderful response to the Autumn Muse collection last month, and thank you so much to all of you who have purchased this kit. I'm over the moon that you love this kit as much as I do. I'm kind of obsessed, to be honest. And I couldn't wait to create something equally magical for the winter season. So this new kit brings the same whimsical Klimt-inspired style that we loved, but with a wintry twist. So for the backgrounds, I've leaned into a more dreamy landscape-focused design, full of magical and fantastical elements. These versatile wintry scenes allow for endless creativity, whether you're making a journal or a planner or any other project. They capture the sense of mystery and wonder that feels perfect for this season. And without the woman on the backgrounds, as we had in the Autumn Muse kit, they give you even more room to play and experiment. And later on in the video, I'll also be sharing the ephemera that goes with this collection, featuring beautiful wintry women, just like in the Autumn Muse kit, but this time wrapped in cozy seasonal magic. I can't wait to show you how these pieces can come together. So this page is the right side of the monthly page. So they would go together like this, but I always use this side for my cover page. I have all the other pages glued in already, as you've seen in the intro. So this is what they look like printed on regular copy paper, nothing fancy. As always, I have some spreads blank to add in whatever I feel like adding in at the moment. I just love how magical this kit looks. This red doesn't work here at all, but we'll see what to do with that. Worst case, we can paint over it or glue something over it. We have another full spread, which is blank. And then this is the last week of November. So magical. Going up until December 1st. My goodness, can you believe it? And the day after that, Defemember starts. Oh my goodness. And if you have no idea what Defemember is, please check the Defemember info page, which I will also link for you below, where you can find all about this collaboration with my dear friend Louisa Heinzel that we're doing for the 4th year this year, working with prompts to make fun ephemera in December and challenging ourselves to try new fun things. So going back to the beginning here, we need to add this page, but first let's figure out what we want to do with this. First of all, I want to somehow add to the magic a little bit. Obviously, we're going to add the name of the month, which I always add using these stamps by Diane Reevely and Dilutions. And they are called Boxed Monthly DYB 79996. Let's find November. This time I'm going to stamp it with the Distress Oxide Broken China, because I think this color is very close to the blue we have here. And I'll stamp it in the left corner down here into the snow. Like that. Then another fun element I want to add is some bats. You're thinking, why bats in November? Because it's a title page of November and October 31st was the day before, basically. So that's Halloween. So we need some bats. I'm sure you agree with me. And I have been eyeing this Thinlit set for quite a while, and I finally decided to get it. It's called Moonlight, and it has the number 666386. I will link this for you below. And it has this incredible moon, which I have not tried yet, and it has all of these bats. So I used some of them in another project. I made a card for someone, but I have all of these bats left, cut from black cardstock, and I thought I would add a couple here. For example, could put one up here. I like them. A small one maybe here. and maybe one here over the sun. Usually I would put 3, but we have this bird here, so now there's 4, not counting this one on the ground. I think that's too much. I definitely want this big one. What if we take this one off? Yeah, the 3 seem more balanced to me. I could emboss them with sparkly black embossing powder, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm just going to give them eyes with a white acrylic marker. Do we give them a smiley face? Yeah, let's give them a smiley face too. Aww, can you even see that? And let's also give the bird an eye. And this one too. So let's glue these on. I find it best to first add the glue. I'm usually pretty heavy-handed with the glue. So what I do is I take a piece of scrap paper and then just drag that along the paper to make sure that there's only this much glue on it. That way it won't squish out. Then I want to add some more magic with this shiny gold paint marker. And I'll just add some tiny dots. So they're just in the sky. You see them? They add a bit of magic and sparkle. And I also have my treasure box of little gemstones. This little box just makes me happy. Every time I open it, I just have to smile, because who doesn't love a treasure box like this? It reminds me of being a 5-year-old kid. So then I have one of these handy, I don't know what they're called. I think they're usually used for nail art. They have 2 tips, one smaller one and one larger one. And they're a bit sticky so that you can pick up the gemstones. Like that. It's really cool. So I'm going to pick out some and see if I like them on this collage. Collage? What am I talking? Barbara. On my cover page. Even do pink because it seems like this page has all the colors. So I glued all of those down. And I also want to add some of this picked raspberry spritz. I don't think I've tried this one at all. And then I'm going to try to just press very, very lightly, because I don't want the whole page to become pink. I just want droplets. No, that's not what I had in mind. This does not seem to be working well. Whoops, no! See, that's exactly what I didn't want. Oh my goodness! Why I did not try that first on another scrap paper, I do not know. I cannot tell you. Why? Okay, we have a very pink shimmery sun now. Actually, it looks kind of cool that it's like half covered. Then we have these weird spots here. I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I feel like it's just gonna get worse if I keep going. I don't know if this nozzle is clogged already. No idea. That's unfortunately the problem always with the spritz, with the mica stains. They always get clogged. And yes, I've tried cleaning them with water, soaking them, everything. I can't get them to work once they're clogged. So this looks a little bit different than I had planned, but that's fine. That's why we like experimenting, because you never know what you're going to get. We're just embracing it. Look, that really comes through. Also, the golden acrylic paint really went through the paper, so those are things to keep in mind if you're using these on a regular journal page. In this case, it doesn't matter because I'm gluing it onto another page anyway. Okay, we're going into a very colorful November. That is totally fine. So nothing to do here right now. So this is the first full week. I want to add something here. This is so magical. I love, love, love this. So to this one, I actually do want to add some gold embossing. I have these 4 mini stamps. I got these years ago locally, so I'm not able to link them. So one looks like a snowflake, and then there's 3 different stars, and I think I'll use the snowflake one and stamp that with my golden embossing powder. Would have, of course, also been a lot easier before I glued it into my planner, but that's just the way it goes. So I'm just using my embossing stamp pad and then add these to the page, adding even more magic. I think dark months need more magic, don't they? Would you agree? I cannot see where I stamped, so I'm just putting it over the whole thing. Ah, there they are. So this is what we have when they're heat embossed. Alternatively, you could just use like a golden gel pen and draw your own snowflakes or stars, or also one of these pens and just do the dots like I did on the cover page. So next, I of course want to add some kind of a pocket or whatever to add a card or a tag into to note my to-dos. And that brings me to the ephemera pages I made for this Clint's Winter Song kit. These are printed on 130 GSM matte photo paper, and you can instantly see the difference in the quality. These colors here are much more saturated and they pop a lot more than on the regular copy paper. You see that? I like this look for my planners, but if I were to make a journal, I would use this paper. So let me show you the individual pages. So here we have 4 square journaling cards. Love this winter vibe. Then we have this strip, which you can use either as a big belly band. You could cut it down even further. You could cut it up and use it as a pocket or as a side tuck spot. Many things you can do with that. I just love this beautiful blue back here. Then we have page 2 with 4 large tags. Love this one especially. On page 3 we have 4 tuck spots and 2 pockets, and one of these, I never remember what they're called. Well, you see what it is. Is it a banner? Maybe it's a banner. On page 4 we have 6 journaling cards. I am so in love with these, and of course these work so well with the other Klimt sets that I have, the Autumn Muse kit and the Klimt Girls ephemera set that I have. Here's another belly band. Then for the first time we have 3 oval images. These are large and they can be used as journaling cards. They're just in an oval shape for a change. I try to switch it up from time to time so you don't get bored of the ephemera shapes. We have 4 more tuck spots, a round image and 2 ticket-like shapes. On page 7 we have 2 coin envelopes and 1 long strip of tickets, which you can either use as is or cut down or use the individual shapes. And finally for page 8 we have this large envelope, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. Love this image. It looks so witchy actually, although they're not really witches, but they can be if you want them to be. I love this, and that's why I'm going to use this envelope on this page, and then we'll figure out what to stick it into, maybe a belly band. Let's see. So I'm going to cut around this one. If you have a scoreboard, obviously it's very convenient to use it to fold not only the flaps, but also the envelope itself. If you do not worry. You can also do this obviously by hand. This just helps me to stay straight when I fold these flaps. There's no specific line where you need to fold this up and this down. I want you to have the flexibility to decide how tall you want your envelope to be and how far you want your flap to go down. So let's crease all of our edges. So before we close it, I want to, of course, do something with the inside here. First thing is I will ink up the edges with walnut stain. My go-to method would be to just stencil on here with some Distress Oxide and a makeup brush, but I want this to be like dark. So I'm going to try these three mica stain colors: Frozen Fog, Winter Frost, and Iron Gate, in the hope that none of these are clogged. Let's start with the Winter Frost. Oh, actually first, do I want to add some water? How much do I want these to mix? Actually, they don't have to. So let's just spray it straight on without adding water first. I do clean the nozzle after I'm done, but that does not always help. Then let's do some Iron Gate. I just love how these colors lay on top of each other. And finally, we'll do some Frozen Fog. And finally, I decided I also want to add some Crooked Broomstick because that is such a beautiful color as well. Yeah. So I dried this quickly. I love the way this looks. Very, very shimmery. So now we can glue down the flaps. But something happened that I did not consider. I will show you in a moment. Quite bummed about that. Look. The Winter Frost went through. Turned green here for some reason. So I guess these ladies got a bit muddy in the forest. Who knows what they were doing there? Yeah, it happens. What can we do? That's a learning. 140 GSM cardstock will let some of this mica stain through. What do we do here, if anything? I found this golden butterfly, which I think would go here really well, but it's too new and shiny for me, so I want to change that. I'm going to take my sanding disc, scratch the surface up. So now we have this. What do we add on top? We could just add the Crooked Broomstick. Let's see what that does. And how about some spiced marmalade? What do you think? Did you like it better now or did you like it better before? I definitely like it a lot now. I like this distressed look. I think it's perfect for this dark envelope. But I want to try something else. I want to go a step further. I would love to add some of this black sparkly embossing powder, but not on the whole thing. So let's try to mist this with a little bit of water, just pressing ever so slightly. I do not want big drops. Actually, that was wrong. Because of course, when you spray like this, you do get big drops. What I meant was I don't want this super fine mist. There's one big drop here that I don't like. Fingers crossed we won't ruin this now. Let's see where it sticks. Yeah, that is not what I was going for. This is way too much here, but I guess it looks very grungy like this. So why not just keep that and see what it looks like when it's embossed? What do you think? I actually love it. Did not think this would work so well, but yeah, it's great. It's perfect for this envelope. And I also want to add some thread behind it. I want some black, and I also want this orange. Yes, love it. I will leave the front as it is, so that will go here. And I'm actually going to use this belly band, which is a smaller version of these ladies. Yeah, because I'll be turning the envelope around like this anyway, and that kind of fits really well. So I shortened the strip also. Yes. And this strip obviously requires some black lace. You'd think this is for Halloween, right? I don't know why I'm in such a dark mode. Maybe it's because I'm reading so much fantasy. There's always an evil queen. Okay, I'm going to sew these two pieces together. Okay, let's glue this down. Okay, let's stick the envelope in here. Oh, that's too early. And for inside the envelope, I want to add one of these 4 tags. This is my favorite, but I don't want to stick her in the envelope because I want her seen. So I'm not going to use her, but I could use her. I think she works so well for this envelope. And she will get some sparkly gold paper behind her. Yes, this is perfection. Just a small edge around the tag. Yeah, I think this is definitely it is definitely inspired by the fantasy books. This could be the Dark Queen. They're always very beautiful, obviously. Definitely very beautiful. And we have this lace scrap left because her dress has some lacy elements. So that is just perfect. How about we just staple that on? Which is not as easy as you might think. Actually might be easier to glue it on because this thing keeps moving, you know? And then it's on there crookedly. And I have had that happen multiple times in the past. Okay, let's try this. Oh, wow, look at that. So this will fit in here beautifully. I will try this again. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, I'll stop. We'll add some here. I don't know yet what's going to happen here, but some color cannot hurt. So it's all dry. This dries quite fast actually, and the amount is maybe just a little much, but it could have gone a lot worse. I think I still need to get the hang of it, of how much to press. So let us add this in this beautiful envelope. Yes. And we have it here on the paper bag as well. Some more magic for November. So I think that should get you started for November. Again, these are the calendar spreads. Make them as magical as you want. I think there's lots of possibilities to make them more magical. and have fun with this kit. Love you guys. Mwah, mwah.